Good morning, welcome back to Life of Dave. Today we're going to test the theory, can we detect in steel toe cap boots? Yeah. Alright, detector's on. We've got my old steel toelies, my old work boots. My good ones are still at work. These are just an old pair I keep at home for messing about in. Right, we are on 24, so that's quite a good bit of power going through that, you know what I mean? So we've got steel toes on, and we can move on. Yeah, no problem so far. So the only issue you've got, if you swing really wide around yourself and you've got your power up and you go near your boot, it will pick that up. So what's my boot reading? 47, 48. So pretty much if you're swinging and you do go a little bit close as you're walking and you catch the edge of that boot and it says 47, 48, you can pretty much guarantee, oh, I picked up my boot. Let's just check it, move back. Well, no, nothing there. It was me boot, yeah? That's just disconnecting my earphones. I thought it turned off for a minute there. Righto. Haha. So, yes, we can detect in steel toe cap boots. So what if I turn the power up? Say power, sensitivity, you know what I mean. Right, so we're running full power, full sensitivity, 28. And yes, if I get a bit too close there, a lot of iron there. So yeah, so there you go. So I'll say not ideal, but it ain't the end of the world. All this, oh, don't wear steel toe cap boots, I call bull. That's detecting, absolutely no issues. Like I say, the only issue is if you swing round stupidly and you come in too close to your feet. You know what I mean? Keep your detector out in front of you where it's supposed to be. I'm on 28, that's the maximum sensitivity, and there's a good gap between the detector head and me boots, and I'm not picking them up. Like I'm saying, unless you've got your detector here, in which case, yeah, okay, you're going to pick them up, but let's turn it down. 16. No issue at all. Lower sensitivity. There you go, so that's about a foot. Just getting a wispy signal, just under a foot. 6 inches. And I'm picking up my boots at 16. But a foot, absolutely nothing. Just under a foot. I've got, don't know if the camera can hear that. Very slight wisp there. There we go. Happy days. So, myth busted. Yes, you can detect in steel toe cap boots. Why would you want to? Well, there's several reasons. They might be the only boots you've got available. Your other option is detecting in trainers. So let's say you go out in your trainers. You dig your hole, turn your clod out, retrieve your item, you flip the clod back. Now you've got to stamp it down. Have you tried stamping a clod down in trainers? They just compress. They do not flatten the clod at all. These things will kick the crap out of a clod right into the ground. I like a hard-soled boot. That's why I normally wear welly boots, especially with the long grass. It's all wet, it's full of bugs that fly around and bite your ankles and all the rest of the crap. So I like a welly boot or a hard-soled boot. Now these are quite a hard boot, so when I push my clod back in, I can really push it down and actually make an impact on the ground, you know. Whereas with a trainer, I cannot do that. Your feet are banging on it and nothing happens. The clod stays exactly where it is. It doesn't compress it back into the ground. Absolutely useless. So I won't come detecting in trainers. For me, it's welly boots normally, or my steel toelies I can use now, because I know that I'm not picking them up. Theory busted. We can detect in steel toe cap boots. Just don't dig straight down, you know what I mean? You will end up in Australia. Right, let's get cracking, see if we can find something. Okay, so I found my first target. It sounded a bit scritchy. It's pretty clear now. $66 to $70, $72. Sounds nice, so let's dig it out. I've taken the top out. Ground's pretty dry, but I managed to get through the top bit, and that feels a little softer underneath. We ain't talking easy, but let's try and break it up a bit. So I've not been out for a while because I was a little bit on the ill side the other week, so I actually collapsed at work the other Wednesday. So just over a week ago, ended up in hospital. Don't know why. So now I've got to wait to have tests, but about 8 inches down. But yeah, so I can no longer drive at the moment. That's a bit of an inconvenience, but you know, it's better safe than sorry. So I ain't been out detecting for a while. I've not been able to do anything for a while. I've just been sitting down, resting. The day I thought I'm going to have an hour or so out and just see how I am. Alright, that's slightly in the side there. I want to see something else there. That was badly pinpointed, Dave. Haha. Something there, look. That's a shotty in it, that's why. They give them a funny old signal, throws it all around the place. There is a 2-bore shotgun shell, so. Alright, in the bag. Alright, on to another signal now. Only had one other a minute ago. It was a bit of a dodgy signal. That was the usual shotty shell. This one, 90 to 93. Pretty consistent. So we're digging in the middle of that. It's about 8 inches down, it reckons. Might have to dig this off the camera and come back, we'll see. Gone off a bit there, I think. If you can get the top out, hopefully it's a bit more diggable underneath. I always leave a bit attached on the back edge, dig like a horseshoe. Hopefully that'll help the grass to stay alive. Yeah, I'm suspecting at those numbers it's more than likely going to be shrapnel. It's not jumpy signal, so I don't think it's iron. Ground is dry. If you work around the outside to free it up, and you should be able to remove a bit once you've done so. I think we've got deeper than that, so these roots are a bit of a pain in the butt. A lot of bramble and crap growing in here. So. Right, before I go stick my spade through anything, let's have a little check. Still in there. They're saying 8 to 10 inches. It could be big iron, really deep. Ordered me some new gloves as well, just waiting for them to turn up. The other thing I need to do is get myself some digging boots. I ain't got to wear the welly boots all the time. But so far, the steelies are not causing me any issues. The occasional pickup, I think, as you're walking and detecting, I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, not ideal. Don't do it if you don't have to, but I didn't have another pair of hard-soled boots. Is it that? Look, I can see something there. Shrapnel. Yep, as suspected. Gives a nice signal. It's crapnel. There we go. Shows what was happening around the area, the history. So I'd rather find that than nothing. I'll just turn this one out. It come out in the sod, but it was 15 to 16, which had all the potential to just be a tin foil, but it had quite a solid tone to it. I think that's a thin bit of lead. Certainly feels and looks like lead. And it's got a bit of weight to it as well, considering how thin it is. Don't see any detail on it. It looks like quite plain. Either a broken bit there, or that was probably nailed to something, affixed to something. Yeah, looks pretty plain. Probably junk, but we'll pop it in the bag and we'll give it a little clean up later. Make sure there's no detail on it. Right, so very few signals today so far, but just turn that over. It's stuck in the clod, look. I don't know what that is. Thought it was a bit of a key at first. That's a little bit of fork. Tines have rotted off. You have the little tines sticking up there. The handle there. So I thought we might have had a key, but nope. Definitely fork. This one's well forked. Right, just got a lovely signal there. So I just dug this one here. And I turned round and I thought I picked up my spade. So I moved my spade out of the way. I didn't pick up my spade. That's a pretty solid 62. There goes my spade. So we're in the middle of that. Just there. Let's get that dug out, see what's going on. Well, it could be crap, but it's a good signal, so we'll see. Try and take it easy. Very slow walk around. So after last week, I don't want to be like that again. So I think I slightly ballsed up on me hole there. I reckon we're to the left. Not 100%, so yeah. I think I might have slightly missed out. I'm going to dig out a little bit off the edge. I'll take that out. Flick that, still leaving it attached, same as I did the other one, just enlarges the clod. Because I don't want to hit something in the side. That's a good tone. It could still be crap, but we got a good tone, so treat it as treasure until you know otherwise, because if you don't, you're going to end up sticking your spade through something that you ought not to have stuck your spade through. So we have got a very good tone. Sounds clean. We're close. We're very close. It's down here. There's something there. Now, what is it? Lead, button, coin. See something there. We're on it, so don't need that anymore. There is something just there in this bit here. Try and gently get down the side of it. So we can see what it is. I think it's a big bit of lead. It's a huge bit of lead, that's why the signal was so off. Yeah, I reckon that's lead. Massive. Right, I need to extract this and come back because this is taking far too long. Well, there we go. I was right, just a big sheet of flat lead that's been folded. They give such a cracking signal, it sort of radiates around. Like sometimes you tend to miss the target slightly. I was on it, but I was just, I could have dug my plug back a little bit further. Would have made life easier, but never mind. Right, we've turned this one out. So it was ringing up iron and something that should be in here. It's a pretty solid lump. Bit of old tile. So we're in there. Just about. Jesus, that is dry. Getting that off. There it is. Oh, we got something there. Ooh, it looks coiny. I think we got a bit of silver. That looks like a little sixpence. Oh, you beauty. Right, rubbeth no moreth. I know who that is. I was not expecting that. Absolute beauty. That's a little Victoria, which means it is silver. I thought we might have had a little sixpence, like a modern one. It's proper dirty. I mean, silver usually comes out a bit cleaner, but Is it a fake one? Don't look at it looking at that side. It's well blackened, but I mean it could be. This land is fertilised. They put fertiliser on it to get the grass to grow, the wheat for the horses. Wheat, hay, you know what I mean. That's well battered. It's proper scratched up in the ground, but that is a little Vicky Silver. I was not expecting that. You little beauty. See where she was sitting? That ground is proper dry. And I was just thinking, I just said to myself, you know, I've never had a silver from this field. And now I said to myself, well, it don't mean they ain't here. I just ain't found them yet. You absolute beauty. So that was my signal. 31, 32. Now quite often I'll get tones like that and they're shotty shells, even foily crap, you know. But I just thought, no, I'm going to dig that one. I had one over there a second ago and I couldn't dig it. The ground was so hard, it was 30. Usually that's crap, 30. Not always. And that was 31, 32. And we just popped up a silver coin. So I'll have to give that a little clean later. I'm not going to rub the crap out of it, although I mean it's well battered, it's not got much value, it's not in that condition. Oh, it's a silver coin! Thank you, field. Detecting gods did smile upon us this morning. Yeah, well pleased with that. Now what is it? It looks smaller than a sixpence. I'm wondering if it's a farthing. Be nice if it's one of them little fourpences, because I ain't had one of them before. That side needs a clean, and like I say, that's proper cruddy. We'll give that a proper clean later. I'm not going to rub it off now. Is that a little bit of date there? Just see a bit of date there. Is that 1901? If it is, that's the last of. $190, it looks alright. It's either O, so it's either 1900 or 1901. Friggin' awesome! Yeah, boy! Right, check me hole, fill it in and carry on. I'll just give it a gentle brush off. It is a sixpence. Yeah, so it is a sixpence. It looks like it's 1900. So it's right close to the end of a reign. I believe they went to 1901. Just needs a little clean up, just get the mud off of it, but I'm not going to go mad on it. Beauty! Little sixpence. Happy days. Well pleased with that. I love a sixpence. Really nice. Right. It's time to go home because I've got to take it a bit easy. Oh, there we go. So, out detecting in steel toe tech boots. Now, yeah, it ain't ideal, and you do occasionally pick them up. I've picked them up more than several times. So, without a doubt, not the best. But didn't stop me getting out detecting. Didn't stop me finding a silver coin. I'm well pleased with that. Absolutely over the moon. Silver Vicky. I don't think I've had a silver Vicky off this permission before. I know I haven't actually. My first silver Vicky sixpence was on a dig in Kent with a group. Southeast Detecting. I went over with them. Found my first ever Victoria sixpence. And that is my second ever Victoria sixpence, but my first silver Vicky from this permission, and also my first ever silver from this particular field. Now I don't show exactly where I am because I don't want people knowing where I am and thinking, oh yeah, it's okay for us to come over and pillage it and upset my landowners. because I don't want to lose my permission. Hence I only ever show the ground. But there you go, detecting in Towtech boots, no problem at all. Still found silver. Oh, just walking home. One last signal, as you do. And it's there. It's looking button-like. God, it's hard. That is some tough ground. Oh, that's got some weight. Yeah, it's an old plain button. A little bit of green on there. That's a nice solid one though. Shame it ain't got its shank. Almost looks silver. I mean, it's got a lot of weight to it. It's heavy. Very shiny, but it's got that greeny look to it there. You don't get with silver. Could have been a silver plated button, but we'll have a little bit of a look into that, clean that up and see how old it is. I've not had one exactly like that. These flat fronted buttons are usually flat on the back. This one's actually tapered. Excuse the gloves. So I've ordered some new ones. These ones are well past their best, but I like them because I can work my phone even with them on. Whereas the other gloves, I've got to keep stopping to take my blooming gloves off to get the phone out. Pain in the butt. Yeah, cool. Well, that's the last little find of the day. We'll give it a clean up later. Post some pictures and see if we can date it with an age. It looks like quite an old one, that does. Right, let's get my old filled in and get out of here. Well, thanks for watching Life of Dave. I'm over the moon with that. I mean, I've been feeling a bit crap lately, to be fair. I'll say I actually collapsed at work the other Wednesday. So just over a week ago, week and a half or so now, I can't really think, but yeah, went down like a sack of crap and ended up in hospital. So I've been taking it easy. I've been sitting on my backside doing nothing. I ain't been able to work, don't get paid to not work either, so yeah, it's been a bit hard really, and now I can't drive either, so I can't get to work and I can't work. Really upsetting, to be fair, but it is what it is, so I've got to wait and see what they say. Right, for now, I'm feeling a little bit better the last few days, so I've been going into work one day, having a day off, next day have a day off, and yeah, I've been alright. A little bit dizzy still, getting on and off, so, but not too bad. I decided to have a little go this morning. I've had a couple of hours just walking around real slowly, taking it easy. I've sat down, had a little rest, carried on, sat down, had a little rest, carried on, so I've been taking it proper easy, and now I'm heading home with Miss Silver. Thanks for watching Life of Dave. I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.